It's an absolutely beautiful night here at Birdville Fine Arts Athletic Complex in North Richland Hills as we welcome you to Dragon Football, presented by Freeman Toyota. Chuck Kelly, Kelly Milligan, and Travis Smith on the sidelines. Game number 9 for the Carroll Dragons, who come in at 6-2. Haltom coming in at 1-7. The Dragons are going to kick off to start the football game. Let's the officials for tonight's game. They're brought to you by Clearview Eye Care and Laser Center. Let's hope that they see 20/20. If not, then we'll send them to see Dr. Wally Ryan for a complete eye examination, and they can get glasses from the in-house optical shop. Clearview, located between Carroll and Kimball, just 14 in Southlake.
Rod McLean, referee, Denton.
John Raspberry, umpire, Fort Worth.
Keith Long, head linesman, Denton.
Dan Rowe, line judge, Aubrey.
Brian Wiggins, back judge, Saginaw.
The Sewell Cadillac of Grapevine kickoff to come from Jake Oldroyd, going from left to right. The Dragons going east to west here in the first quarter as we are underway. The deep kick goes 8 yards deep in the end zone, and Haltom will start from its own 25. 72 degrees. Am I really saying that, Kelly? 72 degrees.
It's almost November, and you're saying 72 degrees.
There's really not much of any wind to speak of. And there is a great chance of rain, though, that's starting to ramp up now, and that's looking about an hour away. So we'll keep an eye on that. But now it's time for football. The Haltom Buffaloes 1st and 10 for their own 25-yard line, and a quick pass to the 30s incomplete as it went off the hands of Amy Cooksey, the intended receiver, Cole Hayes, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 yards to go from the 25.
Little play fake to the back and then a throw to a wide open Cooksey, but it was just a little bit behind him. Cooksey had to turn his body and could not quite haul it in, and so kind of a missed opportunity early for Haltom.
2 days away from Halloween. Perfect decor for the Haltom Buffaloes. They are in black uniforms, tops and bottoms, with the orange numerals, orange trim, white headgear with the Buffalo Bill on the side. But again, the color scheme black and orange as a 2nd down pass in the flat right side, incomplete at the line of scrimmage, intended for Taylor Lundquist. Obi Ebo, the Dragons. Lundquist hold on to it. Carroll in the travel road lights, looking very good. In the white tops and bottoms with the green numerals and black trim. They've got the white headgear with the Dragon logo on the side. Again, just underway, no score. Haltom with the first offensive possession from its own 25-yard line. The quarterback, Cole Hayes, as his running back, J.Q. Reed in the backfield, lines up to his left. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. 4 down linemen for the Dragons, and they bring him on 3rd and 10 as the pass is caught out beyond the 30, near the hash marks on the left side. He'll twist out to the 34-yard line. Does Jaime Cooksey, but he just gets 9 yards. He needed 10. Robert Barnes, Will Quillen, and Ryan Thompson all on the tackle for the Dragons. So it'll be 4th down and 1, and Haltom will be forced to punt.
Unfortunately, just kind of a missed opportunity all the way around for Haltom. 2 drops on 1st and 2nd, puts him behind the chains. Cooksey does a nice job with the wiggle after the catch, but can't quite get the 1st down marker, and so 3 and out to start the game for the Buffaloes.
The punter for Haltom is Brad Coker, who stands back at his 22-yard line. The Dragons' deep return man, little Jordan Humphrey, standing at his 35. It's going to be a sidestep kick, the foot into it, very short, goes across the 50-yard line and will bound down to the Dragon 45, still rolling to about the 43.5, call it the 44. That's a 22-yard punt, and the Dragons will have it there, 1st down and 10. Well, the Dragons 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line. They're going to run that little push pass. Jamar Coleman coming around from left to right, takes the toss from Holmes, and will get out across the 45 to the 49. It's a gain of 5 yards as Chris Skinner, the sophomore right tackle, on the stop for Haltom, so it'll be 2nd down and 5.
It's a good play to start the game with. It helps spread a defense out kind of east and west, and it can open up those running lanes that you want in the middle. That's why you'll frequently see them go to that in the first quarter, and then, of course, they'll use it again later on when they've got the D looking at other stuff.
Line up the 3 receivers to the left, wide side of the field as Holmes takes the snap. He's going to go to one-on-one coverage looking for Farrar on the right sidelines. Hits him in stride at the 15, but the ball comes free down at the 10. It's incomplete. Brad Coker was in the coverage. They were trying to size up the much bigger Farrar one-on-one, but the pass does fall to the turf, so it'll bring up 3rd down. Wings with a sideline update. Here's Travis.
Well, you notice the short punt by Haltom and the nice throw right there by Holmes. There's a nice wind at the back of the Dragons right now, about 10 miles an hour. That's going to help him out with that downfield passing.
Okay, that's kicked up then since kickoff because it was almost nil at that point, but Travis telling us it is kicked up down on the field as 5. The pass comes to the right sideline, caught. Tommy Kane spins away from a tackler down the boundary, 30, 25, 20 in Haltom territory. Tommy Kane all the way to the 16-yard line. It's a 34-yard gain before Jafon Evans makes the tackle. That's the longest gain of Tommy Kane's career as the senior makes the grab. First down and 10 Dragons.
And that was just a missed tackle by the corner of attack. Ball thrown easily. Nice catch, but failure to wrap.
A little pitch pass coming inside for Johansson, trying to find room as he goes from right to left, and he'll sweep inside the 15 and get his feet taken out from under him down around the 11-yard line. A gain of 5 yards as Jafon Evans get on the tackle for the Haltom Buffaloes. 2 minutes gone. Quarter. Dragons looking for the opening points of the game. Nothing on the board so far, but they're already down to the Haltom 11. Second down and about 6 yards to go. One receiver to the left short side, 3 wide to the right. Kane, Johansson, and Coleman are the 3 receivers near side. Duhan lined up to the left, and the snap to the quarterback Holmes, and he's going to throw it in the end zone, and the pass is incomplete on the D in the BISD emblem down in the end zone, intended for Shamar Coleman. Deontay Cooksey was in the coverage for Haltom.
Haltom being aggressive on that second down play. They use the end line as an extra defender and come up showing man. They had everybody within about 2 yards of the line of scrimmage. That can be easy. All you got to do is get one guy behind the defense, and it's usually 6. Ball, though, not quite put on the money by Mason Holmes.
Third down, 5 at the 11-yard line. They line up. Little Jordan Humphrey, a receiver to the left side, and they're going to throw it to him, looking for the fade in the end zone, and the ball is caught. It's a touchdown, 11 yards on the pass play from Mason Holmes to Little Jordan Humphrey, and you can see that one set up. They put the big Humphrey on the quarterback across the way, and Mason said, "Here, big fella, go get it," and that's exactly what happened. 6-0 Dragons.
Yeah, and again, with Haltom kind of playing man down here deep, backed up into their red zone, that was pretty easy for Humphrey given the physical mismatch.
County Commissioner Gary Fickus brings you the point after attempt. Cole Ramage looking to stay perfect on the year, and he is good. We played 2 minutes and 34 seconds here at Birdville Fine Arts and Athletic Complex with our new score, Carroll 7 and Haltom nothing. Scoring drive, 6 plays, 56 yards, took 1 minute and 36 seconds as the Sewell Cadillac of Grapevine kickoff. Jake Old right out of the back of the end zone again. Haltom will have it at its 25. The 11-yard touchdown catch from the quarterback Mason Holmes to Little Jordan Holmes. Touchdown pass number 26 on the year for Humphrey. That is his 7th receiving touchdown. Interesting, Kelly. He's got 9 rushing touchdowns, so it shows you the versatility that we've seen from Little Jordan Humphrey this year. Holmes 4 for 6 on that first drive, by the way, for 56 yards.
Yeah, and a lot of people think Humphrey's position at the next level may be wide receiver. Certainly the way he has manned the position almost on a whim as a lark this year for Carroll suggests there may be something to that.
Cole Hayes was lined up at quarterback. Now they put Imy Cooksey in there. May go to the Wildcat here as the snap on first down. Now going to be a handoff, and up the middle goes J.Q. Reed across the 25, the line of scrimmage, straight up the gut to the 29. So a pickup of 4 on the play before sophomore Jacob Doddridge makes the tackle for the Dragons.
Reed does a nice job on that run, finishing and falling forward. He got hit at the line of scrimmage, spun out of the hit, but kept his body moving forward to create a little positive momentum on first down for the Buffs.
Second and 6, playing squarely in the middle of the field from the 29-yard line. Again, the Dragons going with a 4-man defensive look up front. That's a new look for them. Normally 3 down linemen. They're kind of switching it up a little this week as they're going to hand it off, and sweeping near side. Imy Cooksey comes to the left boundary at the 30, 35 as a first down. Out beyond the 38 to the 39-yard line, giving 10 yards on the play. Matt Warner and Jackson Davis on the stop for the Dragons.
Reed is the key to that play. He throws a nice block out on the perimeter that helps Cooksey get to the corner and move to get Haltom their first down of the evening.
We'll be keeping up to date on the Kincaid's Hamburgers Out-of-Town scoreboard. Huge game tonight between Cedar Hill and Mansfield at Vernon Newsom Stadium in Mansfield. No score early. The loser of that game likely who the Dragons will play 2 weeks from tonight in Southlake. On first down and 10, back to throw the quarterback, and Hayes completes near side to Zach Croy, the receiver who hauls it in at the line of scrimmage and is knocked down there immediately by Robert Bard, so no gain on the play. It'll bring up second down and 10 for Haltom.
Haltom comes up showing dubs. That's two receivers to each side. Croy takes sort of a short underneath, kind of a glance route. He's good at that. They throw it to him, but Carroll closes and is able to wrap him up before he gets anywhere with the ball.
Update on the Kincaid scoreboard. Mansfield on the board, 6-0 over Cedar Hill early. Right here it is 7-0 Dragons over the Haltom Buffaloes as they take the snap and hand it off, coming left side and slipping down Iamy Cooksey at the 36-yard line. Nobody there to tackle him. He just lost his footing. It's a loss of 3 on the play as we've got a Dust Famous Wings sideline update with Travis.
And Haltom has a really good-looking sophomore in Iamy Cooksey who will line up everywhere on this field. He's the leading receiver on this team, but he also has a 116 rushing game back against Midlothian, so he is dangerous from all points.
Line of scrimmage, the 36-yard line. Again, Haltom playing behind the chains right now. 3rd down and 13 as they'll line up one receiver to the right, 2 to the left. Now send a man in motion, so 2 by 2 for the quarterback. Rolling to throw is Hayes. Has room to the boundary, throws back over the field. It's picked 50-yard line. Robert Barnes comes back to the right to the 40, gets some block 35, right sideline 30, down the boundary 25, and he stepped out of bounds, they say, back at the 29. It is a 22-yard return. Good block along the way on that return by Jackson Davis, but Robert Barnes, the Oklahoma commit, with the INT, and the Dragons set up shop deep in Haltom territory.
And again, this Carroll defense not creating a lot of big plays, turnovers early in the season, but they started to do that a little last week, and now they get a big break early on tonight. Short field at the Haltom 29-yard line just midway through the first quarter.
So the Dragons taking it over, 29 yards away, 6:58 to go first quarter, 7-0 Carroll on top. And the offense out for its second offensive possession. They're going to go with a full house backfield now. The 3-back set, they line up 2 running backs just beside Holmes and 1 deep in the backfield, and it's going to be a little handoff and an end around. Farrar with a block at the 25 to the 20, left boundary to the 10 to the 5. He is in for the touchdown. 29 yards, although there is a marker down on the play, so let's wait and check this out.
Interesting wrinkle, though, out of that offense. You know, you wondered if you might see something new or different tonight, and that's something they had not thrown out there yet.
Dust Famous Wings sideline update. Travis?
It's going to be a hold against one of the receivers. I can't remember which number it was, so I don't want to just guess and identify the wrong person. But he had to hold the jersey downfield, and it maybe would have sprung him, but I don't think it necessarily did. But that's going to go against the Dragons.
The foul. Replay first down.
Well, they'll mark it back. I think they got Johansson for that block. So Jack Johansson whistled there. They'll put it to 20. Uh-oh. Chain gang moved. Kelly.
Is that a flag on them?
No, it's not a flag. It's just we're going to have to wait and get it set and figure things out where they're supposed to be. Dragon football tonight brought to you by Buford Roofing. Folks, it's about to rain. You have leaks that you found either in your house or your garage? Well, there's a great roofer that can help take care of that. That's Buford Roofing and Construction. Remember, they do so much more than roofing. They can give you insulation and radiant barrier solutions and much, much more. I'll talk more about them in a moment as it is officially first and a yard from the 20-yard line. They go to the Wildcat set, and Shamar Coleman is going to throw back to a quarterback, Holmes. He throws to the end zone, and it's caught by Jack Johansson for a touchdown. Well, it took a while for that play to unravel, but it was Shamar Coleman who tossed it out in the right flat, Kelly, to Mason Holmes. He was obviously behind the line of scrimmage. That was a lateral, and then Holmes goes downfield, and it's nothing. Johansson pulls that one in.
2 very interesting plays to create 1 touchdown. Called back on the board.
County Commissioner Gary Fickus brings you the point after attempt. Good by Jake Oldroyd. 6:38 to go first quarter. It is 14-0. Dragons on top. I said Oldroyd. Of course, I meant Ramage. That's my mistake. And a little punchy here early. So, 14-0 Dragons. And the Dragons up 14-0 as the Sewell Cadillac and Grapevine kickoff from Jake Oldroyd, not Cole Ramage. Didn't get them mixed up there. See, I can do it. And it'll be first down for Haltom from its own 25-yard line. First down and 10, Haltom from its 20. Again, going from right to left. That is west to east here at the Birdville Fine Arts and Athletic Complex, just off Precinct Line in Mid-Cities. Good view of downtown Fort Worth skyline off to our right. As on first down, the handoff is going to go to the running back, J.Q. Reed. He has running room right in as the 30 gets out to the 34. A gain of about 9 yards on the play before Robert Barnes and Grant McFarland combine the
stretch play to the right. They will run with or without the pull guard. Didn't have anybody pulling on that play. That was just Reed. Nice job run past the point of attack. Quickness.
Point of the first quarter. Again, it is 70. Looking out to the west, seems like a few clouds blowing in if it's the storm cloud variety, but Thursday night football for tomorrow's torrential rain that is predicted. Hit second down 1 from the third setback along the quarter, and they hand it off, and he will go across the 35 at right guard. Yard line. And Grant McFarland gained play down. Now the change. Now they go ahead, so I guess it was nothing.
You know, sometimes second one out, you beep, you do something interesting, but in this case, really better. You're on the lip of the cup. Just get first down, a little positive with your offense.
Travis went colorblind. That was actually an orange towel from one Buffalo, alerting us a penalty down the field. Teammate thrown under the bus. First out and 10, and it's going to be a running play. A little delay. Reed trying to bounce outside. He gets back the 40-yard line. It was Zion and Barnes standing on the tackle. A nice little ride for one of the Dragon defenders. 4 on the play.
Athletic play, but actually started to the right. Didn't have it. Reverses back to the left and head to right. The line is managed to turn that into a 4-yard line. So not easy yard read, but he's picking them up so far.
There was Barnes who went for the piggyback ride. Zane Zion Sales helped finish up. Down and about 6.5 to go here from as they snap to the quarterback, and a handoff goes to the running back, and he will go across the line of scrimmage. The 41, 43, maybe about 3 on the play, and now whistles blow after it's all said and done. Quillen and Thompson made on the tackle. Looks like we had one of the Buffaloes who lost a helmet, and I think that's Lundquist, and Zach Croy will have to check in and replace position. Haltom 0 for 2 on third down tries early. Again, it's 14-0 Dragons, 4:53 to go here in the first quarter. Happy to have you with us tonight. Thursday night football from North Richland Hills. Dragons one more regular season game next week at home against LD Bell. From the 44-yard line, third down about 3, snap to the quarterback. Here comes the pressure as Hayes is hit, and he's spun down behind his 40, about the 37, 38, going to be a loss of 6 as Ryan Thompson comes in and gets his first sack, the sophomore for the Dragons. The first heavy pressure, though, came from Ryan Miller to help jam things up, and then here came Thompson to clean it up. Punt time.
And there, too, you see just while Hayes has got some ability as a passer, he's not really elusive. When the pocket broke down, he tried to sidestep, but there were Dragons all over him before he could do anything.
Brad Coker hits this one from inside his 30. Again, into that breeze. Going to hit down at the Dragon 30-yard line and is going to be picked up there. Actually took a little bit of a backspin before down by, and the Dragons will have it at the 31, leading 14-0. First and 10, a little dump off pass out of the backfield. Shamar Coleman spins off a tackle at the 25, gets to the 30, cuts middle of the field to the 40, still spinning away from a defender or 2 at the 45, and is finally tackled at the Dragon 49-yard line. It's a gain of 19 yards, but there's a flag down on the play. The tackle is made by Chris Skinner for Haltom.
Came down at the end of the play, and I do not believe that to be an orange towel. We might have a little bonus chippiness at the end of the play. Missed tackle on this one was really the key. Ball thrown to Coleman in the backfield. Somebody with a single-digit number for Haltom, it might have been Zach Smith, was back there and had a play but did not wrap on the tackle.
Personal foul, face mask. Defense, number 61. It's 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
So that from Hot Rod McLean, our official tonight, our referee out of the Fort Worth chapter. I had to check and ask if they were Fort Worth chapter. He said, well, of course we are. I said, well, you guys are all but one of you from Denton County. I thought maybe there was a road chapter that had started up in Denton. First out at 10 from the 36-yard line. Here's Mason Holmes going to air it out deep down the left side for the end zone. Caught, touchdown. Cam Duhan hauls it in over his shoulder in stride, and the Dragons extend their lead to 20-0.
And that was really just too easy. Duhan, who's got incredible sprinter speed anyway, he doesn't get talked about a lot, but the kid is flat out fast, blows by the corner on a sideline fly route, hits him in stride, does Mason Holmes, and it is now a 20-0 Carroll lead.
3:59 to go first. Montana Murphy to hold for the point after attempt, brought to you by County Commissioner Gary Fickus. And the PAT from Cole Ramage, who stays perfect on the year. He's 3 for 3 tonight. And we'll take timeout. 3:59 to go opening quarter. Our new score becomes Carroll 21 and Haltom nothing. Kickoff to the back of the end zone from Jake Oldroyd, and the Buffaloes will have it at their own 25-yard line. First down and 10, Haltom from its 25-yard line. Snap to the quarterback, Hayes, and he'll hand it off to J.Q. Reed, and he'll surge at left guard across the 30-yard line out to the 31, a gain of 6. Ryan Thompson on the tackle for the Dragons on the Kincaid's Hamburgers out of town scoreboard. Cedar Hill is now on the board and has evened it up in the first quarter. Big game we'll be watching tonight. Cedar Hill and Mansfield now tied at 6.
What's with missing the conversions? Are they doing the Oregon thing and going for 2?
I don't know. We're assuming that's what happened.
That's my guess.
6-6 our score. Right here it's 21-0 Dragons. The snap on second down and 4 as it's Imy Cooksey who will get the handoff and try to skirt to the left side. Instead he runs into all kinds of Dragons and winds up losing 4 yards on the play. Back to the 24. Luke Jeter playing nose guard tonight was the first one there and had a whole lot of his teammates helping out. So it'll be third down and long.
Those negative plays are killers. You get a little momentum with a positive gain on first down. You give yourself a 2nd and 4, and then the next thing you know, you're backed up for a loss of 4, and you're 0 of 3 on third down conversions to begin with, behind the chains. Not real adept at throwing. This is what kills drives and gets you behind ball games.
Haltom 0 for 3 on third down tries as they'll scrimmage from the 27-yard line off the left side hash. Third down and 8. Snap to the quarterback. Hayes, heavy pressure, tucks it down, runs out to the left side, gets a block at the 30 and goes out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Going to be 2 yards short of a first down. A gain of 6 yards. Jackson Davis on the tackle. Unfortunate for the quarterback, Hayes, Kelly. He wasn't running toward the chain side. He was running away from it, so he didn't know where his mark was. If he had the chains, he might have said, well, I'll kind of angle for 2 more yards, but he elected to elude the hit, and that cost him a first down.
He's a physical player. If he knew he needed 2, he would probably just lower his shoulder pads based on what Tucker's told us about his practice habits. He's not afraid of contact.
Brad Coker into punt again, standing at his 20-yard line. Little Jordan Humphrey standing back at the Dragon 37, puts the foot into it. This is a little whirly bird kick. It's inside the 40, will roll down to the 35, and will be killed at the Dragon 34. 2:27 to go here in the first quarter. Dragons leading 21-0. On first down and 10 from the 34 is an inside give. Running play. There goes Humphrey looking for room. Cuts middle of the field. 45-50. Breaks a tackle. 40. Haltom 30. Still on his feet. Right sidelines. Angling the boundary at the 25. And he's out of bounds at the 24-yard line. 40 yards on the running play for Little Jordan Humphrey. Evans and Banks finally got him across the sideline, but he started right and in a big circular motion. Started left, I should say, then came back middle of the field and wound up on the right sideline.
Like a great big S-curve, and he very nearly broke it. He gained 42, but he probably ran about 70.
Flags at the snap, and it's going to be a procedure call against the Dragons, so it'll mark it back from the 24 to the 29-yard line. The reason, by the way, we're keeping an eye.
False start. Offense, number 10. It's 5-yard penalty. First down.
Got the call there. The reason we're keeping a close eye on that Cedar Hill Mansfield game, folks, again, the loser of that one is who the Dragons will see in the first round of the playoffs, barring some kind of miracle that takes place. So 6-6 the score there early. Here's Montana Murphy going to air it out, go for the end zone, and the pass is caught. It's a touchdown. Zach Farrar. Simple streak into the end zone. It was Farrar at 6'4", matched up against the 5'7" Brad Coker. Do the math, Kelly. It didn't work out well for Haltom, and the Dragons lead at 27-0.
So Holmes, who of 9 for 131 and 3 touchdowns. One more pass, now 8 of 10, and a 4th touchdown pass on the night. Dragons are really taking advantage of this smaller Haltom secondary.
Cole Ramage for the PAT, brought to you by County Commissioner Gary Fickus. It is up, and it is good. And we've got a timeout, 2:09 to go in the first quarter. Our new score becomes Carroll 28 and Haltom nothing. 2 plays, 66 yards, taking 18 seconds as the 29-yard TD pass from Mason Holmes to Zach Farrar, getting the Dragons up on top 28-0 as that kickoff brought to you by Sewell Cadillac of Grapevine out of the back of the end zone. So Haltom again starts 35. On first down, the handoff goes to J.Q. Reed, and he is chopped down after a gain of a couple of yards by Matt Warner, the sophomore linebacker for the Dragons.
Again, Reed having to reverse field. He starts off on kind of an inside zone play. There's nothing there in the middle, so he tries to reverse back to his left. Kind of loses his footing, but not getting a lot of line surge. I mean, there's not much room to run when you got guys right in front of you.
Dragons with 3 down linemen, cheetah linebacker up for 4 across the front as they run a little zone read handoff, comes left side, and this is Jaime Cooksey, a dangerous running back who will slice out across the line of scrimmage, gets up to the 30-yard line, gain of about 4 on the play before Matt Warner makes the stop. Dust Famous Wings with the sideline update. Travis?
It's been a while since the Dragons have scored 28 points or more in the first quarter. You have to go all the way back to 2013 against Northwest. 35 first quarter points. They had 56 at the half and a big blowout win. We might be on our way to something like that here tonight.
Well, remember that, Kelly? Both teams scored at will early on. That was a shootout in the first quarter. 3rd down and 4. Going to throw deep over the middle, and it is Hayes incomplete across the 50-yard line, intending for Jaime Cooksey as Robert Barnes was in the coverage for the Dragons. There is a flag down, I do believe. Let's see if that was at the end of the play or what, as we'll get discussion down on the field. We'll find out shortly. Apparently this is a post-play infraction, as they're going to have to confer about this and see how they sort it out. And here is our call upcoming from Rod McLean.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense, number 88. It's a 15-yard penalty. It'll be 4th down.
Well, that doesn't help. They had it at the 31-yard line. This will move it back to the Haltom 16.
And I think that'll be their poorest punting position on the night. I mean, they've started every possession at their 25. For the most part, they've managed to get a little forward yardage before kicking it to the Dragons. But this is backing them up, and the last thing you need to do down 4 scores is give Carroll another short field.
Yep, and that's exactly what's going to happen, barring something very strange. Again, the line of scrimmage is 16, so they've got Coker standing back at his 2-yard line, waiting on the snap, and Lil Jordan Humphrey is lined up at the Haltom 46, set to return this kick, as Coker has averaged about 30 yards a punt, puts the right foot into it, and again, it's an end punt that gets to the 40 to the 45, will bounce a couple more times, roll out toward midfield, and will make the 50, and it lays right on top of it. 34 yards on the punt, and the Dragon offense will come out with 41 seconds to go here in the first quarter. First out of 10 from the 50. Here is Montana Murphy, rolls out to his left and then throws back to the right. It's caught by Farrar, a little inside slant as he gets across the 45 down to the 44 as Holmes.
You said Murphy.
Did I really?
You did say Montana Murphy.
Holmes, I'm sorry, beg your pardon.
Surprising all of us.
We're going to see him. No, we're going to see him here shortly.
And certainly we will.
And that's what I was thinking about, I'm sure, before that play started, as Albert Meyer on the tackle.
And that may have been the last snap of the first period.
Well, we're down to 12 seconds and 11 and 10.
There's a lot of milling about smartly.
Yep, there's nothing going on. Nobody needs to hurry as we are at the end of 1 here in the Birdville Fine Arts and Athletic Complex. Dragons 28 and the Haltom Buffaloes nothing. Quarter about to start. Dragons on top 28-0. First quarter number 2 as we flip the field. Mason Holmes rolls out to his left, now scrambles back to the right. Can't find a receiver as he gets to the sideline, so he puts his head down and runs into Tyler Shedd, the middle linebacker, and goes out of bounds for no gain on the play. First quarter statistics brought to you by Dr. Mark Greenberg at All-Star Orthopedics. Offense, Dragons 217 yards, Haltom with 47. Mason Holmes 9 of 11 for 166 yards and 4 touchdowns. As the Dragons now with a 3rd down here, they need about 4. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries here early from the Haltom 44-yard line. Again, going from west to east, that is to our left here in quarter number 2. The All Whites against the Haltom All Blacks The orange numerals, white headgear for Haltom. Dragons white, top to bottom. Here's the snap to Holmes. Looks over on the right side. Airs it out one-on-one. Has a man caught in stride at the 15. Farrar is down to the 10. He's down to the 5. Touchdown, Dragons. 44 yards on the pass play. Mason Holmes to Zach Farrar, who had a couple of guys trying to shadow him, Evans and Banks. Neither could keep up, and the Dragons now lead at 34-0.
Not only did Farrar do a nice job blowing by coverage, getting behind them to get open, but he lets them catch up as he reaches to make the catch, and then he drags two guys into the end zone with him. Nice athletic play by the big senior wideout.
15th touchdown of the year for Zach Farrar receiving, as County Commissioner Gary Fickus brings you the point after attempt, which is good. 56 seconds into the second quarter, our new score becomes Carroll 35 and Haltom nothing. And kickoff into the breeze from Jake Oldroy, going to be filled at the 2-yard line. Here comes Javon Evans, shakes a tackle to the 15, gets to the 20, over the right sidelines, gets to the 25, and out to the 26. Grant McFarland and Jacob Doddridge on the tackle for the Carroll Dragons.
26-yard line, they take possession.
On first down and 10 for the 26-yard line, they'll hand it off, a sweep to the right side, coming to J.Q. Reed, and he winds up losing 2 yards. Knocked down at the 24. Kincaid's Hamburgers out of town scoreboard. That big one we're watching in 8-6A. Now late in the first quarter, Mansfield has jumped back out on top of Cedar Hill 13-6. That game in Mansfield. The loser of that one, most likely the Dragons' first-round playoff opponent in Southlake 2 weeks from tonight.
That is like picking between shooting and hanging. This is not something you hard to put a positive face on it. It's a tough opponent either way.
Second down and call it 12. From the 23-yard line, the quarterback, Cole Hayes. J.Q. Reed lined up to his right. 2 receivers left, 1 right, and a flag before the snap. And this will be a procedure penalty against Haltom.
False start. Offense, number 88. It's a 5-yard penalty. Second down.
And on the first down, we didn't get a chance to talk about this, but J.Q. Reed does a nice job getting to the corner, only to have Grant McFarland make an amazing play, stringing it out to the sideline and catching him by the as he goes by. So you're already behind the chain, 2nd and 13. Penalty makes it 2nd and 18, not where the Buffaloes want to be.
It's funny how well that old running back, Grant McFarland, has transferred to a pretty good linebacker this year. As now Sherrod Coleman's come in at a linebacker position for the Dragons. Second down and 18. Here's the snap. Quarterback Hayes feels pressure, now tucks it, wants to run straight ahead. He'll get out to the 21, out to the 21-yard line, as drops him after a yard gain. Coleman with Jeter and Miller on the tackle. We mentioned Tim and Lauren Stone a minute ago. Just want to pass along that they are actually with Carrie Holmes. That's Mason's mom. They're watching some CMS Dragon volleyball playing over at Colleyville Middle School tonight. So welcome aboard there. Mason's little sister Hannah's on the CMS A team.
Outstanding.
So, little volleyball action going on tonight. Happy to have them with us. They're going to be on their way down here shortly. Missing a pretty big night from Mason, but at least they're hearing it on the air. Here's somewhere on the left side. Third down and 15, caught by Martinez. Jacob Martinez made the 10th reception of the year, but he's immediately knocked down for about a yard before long. And will be forced to punt. Hamburgers out of town scoreboard. Peter Hill on the Mansfield now tied 18. Back and forth they go. Cedar Hill, Mansfield.
A lot of points scored in that one. In a lot of different ways. Cedar Hill, very versatile offense. Field, Kennedy Brooks around and
on the punt, but Coker pulls it down. Jackson Davis is the kick for the Dragons was way in front of him, so he'll never touch the ball as it rolls dead down and 38-yard line. 9-yard Dragons 38-yard line. Man, a little near side has a first 40, breaks a tackle at the 50, 530 down 30, down 10, down 62 yards. He tackle, and the Dragons have cracked 40 with minutes to go. Here in the first half. It's now
is that pass? It was let's see, 6th down pass of the night for Mason. We still have minutes. First
42 divided by Evan is right after.
Wow.
By Cole.
Maybe somebody for
Brought to you by County Commissioner Gary. It's good. Let's break. 8 minutes to go. Kelly, me here in a minute. 42-0. Dragons on top. Approach the Sewell fine kickoff into a light breeze, and that one is foot of Oldroyd. Fumbled in the end zone. Cooksey back, and well, he's going to try to return it, and he gets knocked down. This is the goal line. Be a touchback, and take it out to the Haltom 20. The 20 or 25. I mean, Cook, the quarterback, is one receiver to the left, two to the right. Cook's back sometimes runs the Wildcat, sometimes the conventional QB, as it is Braden Harris, the receiver, split out to the left. The twins to the near side are Zach Croy and Jacob Martinez.
And they've got an H-back down there on the right side of the offensive line between and center.
So from the 25-yard line, that's where they put it. Start a man in motion to the right and snap to the quarterback. Cooksey. It is a Wildcat. He's going to keep it around the right side, cuts it up at the 25 to the 30. And they're going to rule him inbounds. He's down at that point, a gain of 5 yards. It's Barrett Buck for the Dragons. Again, 42-0. Carroll up. 7:45 to go here in the first half. Remember, stick around at the Feed Store halftime report. Brought to you by the Feed Store Barbecue.
Nice design on the Wildcat play. They send Reed in motion, and really all they're doing is using him as a lead blocker. He's out there on the corner to give the perimeter block. Spring Cooksey. Cooksey shows nice burst, getting 5 on the first down carry.
We had a helmet knocked off. Jacob Murphy comes into the Dragons secondary as they're going to hand it off on 2nd down and 5, and going straight ahead from the 30-yard line to the 31 goes Deontay Cooksey, the senior. It's a pickup of 1. First guy there was Grant McFarland. Had some help from some of his linebacking mates. So again, the Dragons next week will be at home against LD Bell to close out the regular season, and the playoffs, round 1 will start. Now, we'll explain all of this in depth later on, but the top seeds in Division I and Division II get to play home games in the first round of the playoffs. The Dragons will be at Dragon Stadium weeks from tonight against either Cedar Hill or Mansfield. And again, that game tied 13 apiece now as a handoff on 3rd down and 4 going at right guard, and it's Deontay Cooksey, who's knocked down by Sherrod Coleman. It's a gain of 2 yards on the play, and a Dragon a little bit slow to get up, trying to get up, now rolled over on his back. They're going to attend to Matt Werner. Boy, that's something you don't want, another injured Dragon, and one of the sophomores being looked at in the middle. As you see, the injured player, Werner, helped to his feet, and he's going to walk across the far side. Cole Ryan came into the game for the Dragons, replacing Warner. It's punt time for Haltom. 6.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Put the clock back in motion. Jackson Davis standing back at his 38-yard line, awaiting the punt from Coker. He's been a busy guy tonight. What is this, Ned? About 6th punt? Yep, 6 on the night. Puts the foot into it, boots it down to the Dragon 33-yard line. Fair catch called for by Jackson Davis, and that is where the Dragons will have it, a 33-yard punt. As Montana Murphy now does come into the game at quarterback. 6:16 to go here in the second quarter.
And I will confirm that is Montana Murphy.
Yep. Well, I tried to get him in earlier, but it is him. So Holmes has had a big night early as they'll hand it to Jake Johansson. And we'll go at right tackle for a gain of 3 out to the 35-yard line before he is tackled there by the Buffaloes linebacker Gavin Ricks and Tyree Smith, 2 returning starters on this club.
Carroll's already had the ball longer on this possession than 2 of their scoring drives.
Past the midway point of quarter number 2. Sebastian Stetler in a game at a receiver position for the Dragons. He lines up along with Tommy Kane here on the left side.
And Holmes likely finished his evening. We'll throw here in a moment.
Here's the snap to Montana Murphy. Looks over on the right side, throws complete beyond the 40-yard line, and backing his way to the sideline is Clayton Keys, a junior who makes his first catch of the year, gain of 9 yards on the play. We're going to see a lot of folks getting playing time here for the Dragons. First down, and those numbers for Holmes, Kelly?
11 of 13, 272 yards, and 6 touchdowns. He might get mentioned in the Dallas Morning News sports page tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a pretty good night at the office. First down and 10 from the Dragon 44-yard line. Carroll up 42-0 here in the second quarter. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Handoff, Jake Johansson breaks the line of scrimmage. the 50, gets to the 45, still churning to the Haltom 44-yard line, a gain of 12 yards on the play as Quentin Banks, the sophomore, on the stop for the Buffaloes.
Several guys trying to make the tackle. Johansson just keeps moving the legs forward. He refuses to give in to contact, and as a result winds up getting the first down, looking very nice on that carry.
Justin Lee in the game, and the Dragon offensive line is under guard position. Anton Ezzard in at center. I beg your pardon, he is not either. He's at left guard. That's where he is. Our spotter, Brendan Carpenter, pointing out these new Dragons on the field. First down and 10 from the 43-yard line. Here's the snap. Montana Murphy going to sweep around the right end. Has the first down inside the 35, puts his head down to the 30, and he's out of bounds at the 29. Again, a 14 on the play. Stop made by Meyer, but again, the Dragon offense rolling mightily along.
Yeah, Carroll comes up with trips to the left side. Murphy designed quarterback carry all the way to the backside. They clear out a few guys for coverage. He's got the running lane to pick up 14.
Big Henry Kling is in at the left tackle spot. Kling, the 6'5", 285 here for the Dragons. See Blake Berwick in at a receiver position as, again, the Dragons getting a lot of fresh faces in here. 4:15 to go in the first half. Johansson in the backfield alongside the quarterback Murphy, and he'll give it to Johansson, and he'll bang straight ahead, breaking a tackle at the 30, inside the 25, gets to the 23, gain of 6 play, shed on the for Haltom.
What you'll see on a lot of these plays too, Chuck, is Haltom will have guys in position, but the tackling technique maybe isn't what it should have been. Johansson's bounced off of tackles 3 times that he's carried the ball tonight, and the yards after contact are what's hurting Haltom.
Murphy looks to the sideline for the play call. Now the Dragons, once we get in the they'll really exhaust the entire 40-second play clock. They'll let it roll down to 10. We saw them do it several times last year. But that will allow them to essentially run out the clock and not run up the score too badly. It's 42-0.
What they're doing right now, clock down to 2.
Yep, here's the snap to Murphy. He's got to air it out, throw for the end zone left side, and the ball is going to be intercepted by Haltom's Brad Coker. The junior steps in front of Berwick, and Coker at inside position. And there's a highlight for the Haltom Buffaloes, an interception, and they'll have it at the 20-yard line.
And that was a ball that was just a little bit underthrown, but also into double coverage. Coker back there, and he had somebody else giving him help. Coker is able to break off the receiver because he's got help. He makes the interception, and now Haltom creates their first break of the night. They've got it at their 20.
John Doherty and our friends there is on 1st and 10, a handoff. J.Q. Reed for no gain as he's going to be hit right at the 20-yard line by Silky. Zachary Simrak, big junior at the nose guard position, who gets credit for the tackle. There's the Buffalo. It's kind of slow to get up. And that looks like that is Kevin Ispinel, the left guard. They don't have any depth at all.
No, you're probably looking at, that'll be Braden Webb coming in maybe as the reserve. They've got a couple of other guys that we might see tonight, but they really don't. Their guards are kind of the key to this offensive line. They don't want either of them going down.
Yep, that's for sure. Well, that reshuffled just a little bit as Stephen Stewart, another one of the Dragons, are trying to pick out some of the reserves playing on defense here, even in the first half, as it is 2nd down and 10 Haltom from its own 20-yard line. They put it in the belly of Imy Cooksey. He bounces outside left, shakes a tackle at the 25-yard line. Will get out to the 27, gain of 7 yards before Ryan Thompson makes the stop for the Dragons.
Nice little run by Cooksey. He tries to cut it up between guard and tackle, sees he's got nothing. Scooter steps back out to the perimeter and very nearly gets to the first down marker. Pushes back, but 3rd and 3. This is a little more convertible than a lot of what they've had. They're 0 of 9 on 3rd down conversions.
Told you that Sherrod Coleman was in at a linebacker spot. Cole Ryan, a senior, also in there. Introduced this defense. Jacob Murphy, and we told you about in the secondary position. Here's 3rd down and 3. The snap to the quarterback, and Hayes throws near side. The pass, Barrett Buck has it intercepted at the 36-yard line, and to make sure Barrett held on to it, he did, as it was deflected and into the hands of Barrett Buck, who gets his first interception of the season for the Dragons, and Carroll taking 2:06 to go until halftime, leading 42-0. Alex Simpson now in the game at a running back position, lines up to the left of the quarterback, Montana Murphy, and we get time called by Haltom, and we'll take it with him. 2:06 to go here in the first half, 42-0, Dragons on top. Haltom needed a timeout. The Dragons with the football, and the snap to Montana Murphy, and he fires it out right side, caught by Tommy Kane, second reception of the night. He gets from the line of scrimmage to 37 over the right sidelines, down around 28. Pickup of about 9 on the play as Gavin Ricks and Quentin Banks on the stop for Haltom. The clock is still running, 1:45 to go here in the second quarter. Dragons on top 42-0. If you're just tuning in, Mason Holmes 6 touchdown passes in this game as they snap it to Murphy. Put it in the belly of the running back, Alex Simpson, and he will run right, breaks a tackle at the 20, inside to the 10, and still churning down to the 8-yard line over to the right sidelines before he's finally tackled by Tyler Shedd and Quentin Banks. It's a gain on the play of 19 yards and another Dragon first down.
Simpson finding easy running along the right side there. Haltom again just having problems tapping and tackling.
Well, they give it to him again on 1st and goal to go from the 9-yard line, but he is immediately met and pushed backwards by Kevin Woods with help from Pedro Alvarado Jr. No gain on the play. Clock running, 65 seconds to go here in the first half. Dragons on top 42-0, so they're not in a purely big. I want to go ahead and get the touchdown here, but we're not in any rush as we're almost to the end of the first half. Feed Store Barbecue halftime report coming up. Special guest is on hand. Don't you go away. Here's the snap to Murphy. Has it, puts it in the belly of Simpson. Going to churn forward as he's hit at the 10. Gets down to the 6. A gain of 3 yards on the play. The tackle again made by Shedd with help from Meyer. We're down to 37 seconds. Clock running, 35, now 33. Dragons right back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and goal to go from the 6. They line up 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Snap goes to Murphy, hands it off. Simpson has a sliver as he runs right, gets down to the 4 and give him 2 yards on the play. 16 seconds, 15. The Dragons kind of try to get back to the line of scrimmage. Are they going to send the field goal team on? Looks like they are, but they better hurry. Down to 6 and now 5 and 4. They get the tee down. Ramage ready, down to 2 and 1. Nope, going to have to call timeout. And they'll stop it right here.
For 2 seconds, 0-2.
Cole Ramage on for the field goal attempt, be his 4th of the year. This is a 21-yard attempt as Montana Murphy gets the ball down, and the kick is up and good in the first half as the Dragons tack on a field goal, and that puts a lid on quarter number 2.
Buffalo 0.
Yeah, 39, 30 seconds.
Time to start the third quarter. Ready to go as Haltom to kick it off as it is Manuel Retania Jr. puts into it. A little pop kick going to come down to the Dragon 35-yard line, and Blake Berwick is going to bring it back across the 40 and be to the 42, and that's where the Dragons will start. Out and 10 yards to go. I think we'll start with Montana Murphy at quarterback, and in the backfield alongside him be Alex Simpson, who played late in the first half as they take the football and hand it to Simpson. He's going to go at right guard, and he's going to be hit hard at the 43-yard. Going to be a gain of about 3 yards. Gavin Ricks, the junior outside linebacker, on the stop for the Haltom Buffaloes.
And the one thing about the drawback about being a Carroll Reserve, you're in there against some first-teamers for Haltom that are trying to prove a little something, and they'll play hard into the second half, so you're going to take your hits in this half. 2nd down and 3 from the 45-yard line. Dragons with 2 receivers to either side. Montana Murphy looks to the sideline. Again, they're going to do this the entire half. They're going to let the play roll down to 10, the play clock, I should say, until 10, and then they'll get ready to run the play. Now it's at 10. Murphy says, all right, let's set the offense. 4-man across the front for Haltom. They're going to throw the pass left side. It is caught, made by Blake Berwick inside the 30, splits the defenders 20, gets to the 10, heads for the end zone. Touchdown Dragons. Blake Berwick, the senior, who had a 45-yard catch early in the year, gets a 55-yarder right here, and the Dragons with a touchdown to start the third quarter, now lead it 51-0. That's a ball that maybe traveled 8 yards through the air, just kind of a little look-in route by Berwick. He cuts it downfield, outruns 3 Haltom Buffaloes, giving chase, and he's in the end zone. Carroll opening the second half with a bang. Cole Ramage on for the point after attempt. Out of the hold of Montana Murphy, and the kick is good. So we'll take timeout with 11:03 to go in the third quarter. A new score becomes Carroll 52 and Haltom 0.
Davis as the Sewell Cadillac of Grapevine kickoff is going to be popped down to the 25-yard line. The ball is still free. A scramble for it down around the 21, and it looks like that the Haltom Buffaloes have come up with the football, and they will have it there with 10:59 to go as it was taken in by Deontay Cooksey. And it's on first down and 10 from the 21-yard line. They go out of the Wildcat, and they're going to give it to Imy Cooksey on the snap, and he brings it over to the right side, runs right over the defender at the 30, gets 14 yards out to the 35 as the tackle was made by Zion Sales.
I think that's the longest play from scrimmage for them for the night.
First and 10 for Haltom. Big play there.
Haltom, 14 yards on that play, results in a first down for the Buffaloes.
Here is a snap on first and 10 to Imy Cooksey, and out of the Wildcat, he goes forward for a yard.
Imy Cooksey, tackled by number 32, Ryan Thompson of the Dragons. Yard gain out to the 36-yard line. Brings up second down for Haltom.
For Haltom, it is second down and 9. They go out of the Wildcat, and the snap to Imy Cooksey, and he tries to find a yard back to the line of scrimmage, and instead winds up losing one to the 35. Fourth, 9:40 to go. The last tackle was made by Gavin Arison with some help from John Miskell in the Dragon defense.
And as we talked about on offense, a lot of reserves playing. Number of second-teamers getting in for that Dragon defense. And we'll be giving you those names as the evening goes on.
Yep, Jacob Murphy is in there. That's one of the fresh faces. Evan Clary, senior, is in at a cornerback position. Those are the ones that are easy to see. We'll get the guys up front in a minute. Right now it is third down. I might have said fourth down. It's third and 10 as they snap it to Cooksey, and running near side will be knocked down for no gain at the 35. Cole Ryan, the senior will linebacker, in on the stop. Dust Famous Wings with the sideline update with Travis.
No matter how far the Buffaloes get down in this game, the way it's been all season, they just do not throw the football. The most yards they've thrown for in one game was last week for 204 yards and a couple touchdowns. The only other game they threw for over 150 yards was week 1, the win over Grand Prairie 10-7. They threw for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. They just don't do it through the air.
Fourth down and 10 from the 35-yard line. 8 passes, 24 runs on the night for Haltom. So 1 out of 4 ratio is the punt from Coker, going to roll down to the Dragon 35-yard line. Will be killed there. 8:20 to go, third time out. On first down, and Dragons their own 34 line with Murphy quarterback. It was Alex carried 36 from the 36. Dragons will play on the right side. 8:05 third quarter. Carry on top 2-0. LD on senior night. Playoffs tonight. Taken out at 8. To the right, freshman will identify some of these guys in the positions. Sebastian Berwick. Royce Weigel is in. His big brother played past year Dragons. Pass out in the right flat is complete, and it's caught by Clayton Key. Knocked out for a gain of 5 out to the 40-yard line. So that will be a third down coming up. Ball marked at the 40-yard line. Tanner Murphy, the quarterback. Simpson with him in the backfield. Have 3 receivers. That's the open side of the field. 4 linemen across the front. Dragons letting the play clock run down. And 13-12. Dragons with 3 tries. They snap it to Murphy, and he starts to run right. Can't find running room as he's in jail, buffed out at the Carroll 41. So no gain on the play. Chris Meyer came up to make the in position, bumping him out of bounds, and it will be punt time for the Dragons. First time that we have called this situation for Mr. Oldroyd to come out and punt it away.
Oldroyd been kind of like the Maytag repairman tonight. As the punter, not a lot for him to do, so he'll make his appearance now.
Well, he pops out, standing at his 25. Dragons need to hurry a lineman on right at the end of the play. Deontay Cooksey standing back at his 25-yard line as Oldroyd hits this one from the 27. Puts a good foot into it, and it will carry down into Haltom territory to the 20, gets down to the 17-yard line, and that is where it's killed there. 6:11 to go, third quarter. After a 44-yard punt, Dragons leading 52-0. 6:10 to go, fourth quarter is on 1st and 10 from the Haltom 18-yard line. They're going to hand it off on a running play to J.Q. Reed. He's going to get 4 yards before Cole Ryan makes the stop from Tyson Smider, the senior, from his Sam linebacker position. Be a gain of about 3, maybe 4.
One of the things you see when you watch Reed and then you watch Cooksey kind of back to back, Cooksey's faster, but he needs to be a little more patient letting his blocks set up. He just ran up the backs of people a couple of times out of the Wildcat. Reed, though, very patient, shows good vision, reverses field well, and is pretty good, pretty adept at making something out of nothing.
2nd down and 6 from the 21-yard line. Hayes, the quarterback, takes the snap, deep drop, dumps it out, trying to set up a pass over the middle, and instead it is broken up. It was intended for J.Q. Reed, but Sherrod Coleman came in and laid the lumber to the running back, who was still down at that point. Well, the injured player up and off the field, and we go to a 3rd down and 6 from the 21. It's now Brandon Mays, a senior, checks in at the running back position, lines up alongside of the quarterback Hayes. So we've got Hayes and Mays in the backfield. Hayes is going to throw out to the left side to the boundary. The pass is incomplete beyond the 30 as it was intended for Braden Harris. Coverage over there from Sean Broadway, who is in at quarterback position. At Dragon defense that time had Steven Stewart, Zachary Simrak, and Jackson Cantor all across the front line. Again, everybody wearing a Dragon uniform getting a chance to play tonight, with Carroll up 50-0. Middle of quarter number 3. We'll get an update momentarily on that Mansfield-Cedar Hill game going on down in Mansfield as it's punt time for Haltom, as Coker going to kick it away inside his 10-yard line. Jackson Davis standing at the Dragon 47. It's a high snap, and it goes back into the end zone. Let's see if he tries to run with it. He does. He stops at the goal line, shifts, comes back to his right, looking for a block, gets a block. 5 to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. He's got the first down, 25 to the 30, and he's out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Oh, my. 11 yards officially on the running play in the stat column, but he ran, Kelly, like a rabbit that had a hungry dog after him, and finally was knocked out of bounds by Jackson Davis.
He ran like the proverbial scalded dog, and he was lucky he made it out of the end zone. The snap went over his head, rolled into the end zone. He didn't try to kick it out of bounds for the safety. He just wanted to do it. He fought his way past the goal line and then turned it into a first down. And although Haltom is 0 of 9 on 3rd downs, they're now 1 of 1 on 4th down, and that's their longest offensive play of the night, or second longest offensive play of the night.
Holy cow, all the way out to the 22-yard line. 1st down and 10 from the 32. Here's the snap to Hayes, hands it off to Cooksey, who will try the middle of the line, and he will get maybe a half yard. Give him 1 on the play statistically as Simrak and Coleman in for the Dragon defense. Duff Singer Swing sideline update with Travis.
Looking at the injured J.Q. Reed, the running back for Haltom. He's getting his left knee wrapped up. It doesn't look like it's going to be too serious of an injury, so he should be able to get back into this game.
Trevor Maxey in the defensive line for the Dragons, as it is 2nd down and 9. Fake the deep handoff, instead going to flip it out in the left flat at the 35. It was incomplete as it was intended for Chris Meyer. The ball falls to the turf and bring up 3rd down. Dragon defensive DB there was Hank Kudamanos, who was playing defense there on that particular pass. Plays are down to 30, down the 33-yard line, down to 3:43 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Carroll on top 50-0. After the game, we'll have the Children's Health Specialty Center post-game show. Thanks to Kimberly Anderson. Wasn't she lovely coming by and talking to us at halftime?
Great to have her with us and hear about everything Children's is doing for the South Lake community.
3rd down and 9 make it. And there's a handoff, goes to Deontay Cooksey, and he'll get 4 yards across the 5 to the 37-yard line. And one of the Buffaloes lost a helmet as that tackle was made by Steven Stewart. And Haltom's going to have to punt. with ball spotted at the 37.
So the third down woes continue for the Buffaloes tonight. 0 of 9 on the evening.
It's not going to turn out too well when you're 0 of 9. And of course, on the scoreboard, Dragons on top 52-0. Here's the snap. Back to the 25-yard line is where Coker will hit it. Another punt bombed away, fielded by the Dragons. Jackson Davis with a fair catch at his 33. A 30-yard punt and a brief timeout. First down 10, Dragons from the 33-yard line, up 52-0. Haltom coming on a blitz as they snap to Murphy, and an inside give goes to Simpson, and he will bash out across the 34-yard line, get about a yard before Chris Meyer makes the stop on our Kincaid's Hamburgers out-of-town scoreboard. Keeping an eye on that big matchup over in District 8, 6A. It is now Cedar Hill on top, no, Mansfield on top of Cedar Hill. Beg your pardon, false alarm. 33-29 Mansfield on top of Cedar Hill. Carroll most likely gets the loser of that game coming up in the first round of the playoffs in 2 weeks. So topsy-turvy at Vernon Newsom Stadium in Mansfield, but right now the Tigers up by 4. Right here the Dragons up by 52, and they're milking the clock down to 5 on the play clock before the snap, as they will hand it off to Alex Simpson, and he will be met and dropped for a loss of about maybe a half yard. I guess statistically Ned Pearson is going to say no gain. Tyler Shedd on the stop along with Chris Skinner. It's funny, our statistician Ned Pearson, we told you, an old timer, 38 years in the business, and he's been watching some really bad football. He's been watching some Saturday afternoon games that just make a man cry, and he does that, semi-professionally. He goes and the worst game you can see in the Metroplex each week. And now he comes here tonight and is not exactly seeing one of the most competitive games ever here. Third down and 9. Here is Murphy going to throw over the middle. Pass caught in stride. Here's Berwick with room at the 40. Haltom 30, 25, 20. Middle of the field, the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Blake Berwick. Second TD catch of the night. Now streak from Murphy to Berwick. And the Dragons extend the lead. It's now 58-0.
And that's a lot like Berwick's first touchdown pass, which came here earlier in the third quarter. Sort of a short route. He turns inside, catches the ball, delivered nicely by Murphy, and then just foot races 3 Haltom defenders to the end zone. Not real fancy, not real complicated, just speed.
Captain Gary Fickus brings you the point after attempt. It is from Cole Ramage. He swings the right foot through, and the kick is good. We'll take timeout. 1:58 to go in the third quarter. Our new score becomes Carroll 59 and Haltom nothing. Pop kickoff goes down to the 25-yard line, fielded by Banks, comes from right to left to right, rather, breaks a tackle at the 30 and gets out to the 35-yard line before he is finally ridden down there by the Carroll Dragons. Matter of fact, the ball popped loose, and was it recovered by the Dragons? It was indeed. Gavin Arison came up with a football, and I thought it was just the end of the play, and the Dragons were excited about getting the tackle. Carroll's quarterbacks tonight, 16 of 19, 450 and 8 touchdowns. As we get a flag at the start of the play, it'll be against the Dragons.
Start. 3 offense. 5-yard first down.
Apparently the battery's getting a little low.
I thought maybe he had a donut in his mouth. I was not sure what I was hearing there.
Oh, my heavens. Well, apparently our referee, Rob McLean, will be working the UNT game tomorrow, as he's part of that crew. As he'll hand off to Alex Simpson, who sweeps around the right side after a 5-yard mark-off back to the 40, and he will run down to the 37, be a gain of about 3 yards. Tackle was made there by Gavin Brooks. So a little double duty for Mr. McLean. Good officiating tonight. These guys have done a good job. Kind of stayed out of the way. You understand how the game's going. You don't want to insert yourself any further. Make this game last any longer than it is right now. 59-0 the score. Here's a handoff, and inside the 30-yard line. That will get down to the gain of 5 to about the 30-yard line. I want to point out a big thanks tonight to our buddy Wallace Jansen of the maintenance department here at Birdville Fine Arts and Athletic Complex. I was coming in here. I set out my goods on the sidewalk. I was going to go park my car, and I came back, and he had them on a cart and was bringing them upstairs. What a job, Wallace. Thank you so much. and all of our friends here at the Birdville Fine Arts and Athletic Complex.
They do treat you well here.
Yep, 3rd down and 5. Here's the pass over in the right flat. Well, no receiver there to catch the football as they were going to try to throw that pass to the boundary to Clayton Keys, but he didn't stop. He kept going. And
Supposed to be a back shoulder throw. You need to break off the route and turn. He just kept right on running step for step with Cooksey. So Carroll facing another 4th down. Although the offense remains out there. You're in that weird kind of twilight zone. You're at the 31. You're not going to kick a 48-yard field goal. You're not going to punt, so you might as well just run another offensive snap.
Well, right at the line of scrimmage, the 30. The Dragons with a 4th down and 5. Up to Murphy. He's going to throw. Looks over right side. The pass is caught for the first down inside the 25 over to the right sideline. A pickup of 7 as Clayton Keys, a junior, makes the grab. And Austin Cooksey on the coverage for the Haltom Buffaloes.
The Dragons will have to snap it one more time. Play clock at 26. Game clock at 28. About a 2-second differential there. So this will be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
Montana Murphy takes the snap. Well, we had a procedure penalty before the snap, so that will cost the Dragons 5 yards. Go back the other way. First down and 15. They're going to let the clock run out. We're through 3. Dragons 59 and the Buffaloes nothing. Fourth quarter set to start here in North Richland Hills. Good with that. Simpson in the backfield alongside the quarterback Murphy on 1st down and 15. Going to try to roll to the right, and he gets rolled right out of bounds into the Haltom bench and loses 5 yards to Zach Smith. Yep, that sophomore has a pretty good attitude, and he's a good little player. Came over and laid the lumber to Murphy and ran him out of bounds.
That's an athletic play. He's off a block and making his way to the sideline, and he gets an arm on Murphy and drags him down. That's a senior play. That's not a sophomore play right there.
So now it's 2nd down and 15 for the Dragons from the Haltom 34. Again, Carroll not trying to run up the score, not trying to run pass plays downfield. As the snap to Murphy, and he flips it out in the left flat, and unable to tripod and keep his knee off the ground was the receiver Sebastian Stetler. The senior gets his 2nd catch of the year. Stetler hauls that in, but it's a loss of 2, got a knee down. Dragon offensive line has Henry Kling out there at the right tackle. Justin Lee is the right guard. Anthony Gervasi is in at the center right now. Anton Ezzard is playing at the left guard, and Trace Anderson playing at the left tackle. We got White Elephant spotting here in the booth as Morgan Marriott, our social media czar, has stepped in to spot with Brandon Carpenter, who is tag teaming right now. That's how we get all this great information with all these players as Carroll's letting everybody play. Here's Murphy. Big trouble, rolls out to his right to throw, and the pressure came from behind. He's incomplete down to the 30-yard line. Tyler Shedd was the one that was, I believe, coming out. The quarterback, Murphy, made him get rid of the football, and Clayton Keys was the one for whom the pass was intended. Incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down.
Keys getting a little bit of work tonight. Came into the game with no receptions. I think that's 4 or 5 targets, 3 receptions on the night. 2 or 3, I can't tell officially. We'll check with Ned. Ned says 3.
Yeah, Ned kind of fades out every once in a while, depending on quality of the game.
Has to dry his tears, Chuck.
4th down and 22. Dragons let the clock run down to 0. They're going to either call timeout or they're going to take a penalty. Let's see what it is. It is a delay of game.
Well, and maybe that makes some sense. The delay backs you up to about your 41, so you've got room to kick it away. And here comes Oldroyd, he of the bright green shoes.
Big play tomorrow, Dragon Youth football. At noon, the Gold Dragons, who finished undefeated at 8-0, going to take on one of our friends from MP. That's a Mustang Panther. It's over in the Grapevine Collegeville area.
Are you going to be watching it from a scissor lift or the stairway?
Here's a punt down inside the 5, and it's killed at the 3-yard line. Well done as Jacob Murphy got down there and squashed that punt at the 3, and now Haltom will be very deep zone in. A short timeout.
Handoff goes to number 4, J.Q. Reed.
First down and 10, Haltom from its own 12-yard line, so I'm not sure how it wound up there, but anyway, the punt was not killed at the 3, wound up taking it out to the 10. Maybe that's the first touch. J.Q. Reed gets no gain first down plays. He gets stopped right at the 12-yard line. We've got 9:55 and the clock running in the fourth quarter. Carroll 50-0. They're going to improve to Haltom. Fall to 1-8 on the schedule. Swing side complete at the 10. The tackler Harris was out on the 20. His knee is down there at the 20. It's a gain of 8 yards. Tyson Smider, senior linebacker for the Dragons, on the tackle. So, short blows. Haven't had a whole lot of luck on downs here in the game. They are out 10.
Really in the metric system. Convert that first third down.
Off the they have running backs either side of the quarterback. Cooksey lines up in the lock, takes it off. Play coming near side. It will be on at the 20-yard line. Gavin Arrow stop for Coleman there, and will be good for the first sticks in the version of the football game.
And that's Cooksey lining up in the field, doing a little darting, counter action, cuts one way, goes the other. Patience, chance to get something done. He darts through the created hole. Haltom third down with 8:30 to go here in the game.
23-yard line, receiver left, short 3 wide to the right, driving across the fake, pass caught in the right flat, and immediately knocked down. 22-yard line was the receiver. It was Cooksey who caught it, and the tackle was made by Reed Thompson. Went out and made the stop for the Dragons. Thompson and Reed Thompson, two brothers for the Dragons on defense.
Boy, Cooksey's been a busy guy tonight. He has caught the ball several times. He has run the ball. He has been the Wildcat quarterback. A lot of the offense has gone through him. A lot of responsibility for his sophomore.
Keith Opolsky is now in at a linebacker slot for the Dragons on second down and 11 from the Haltom 22-yard line. Here's the snap. Mays hands off, running play up the middle. Here is Reed. Will get across the 25 to the 30. It's a gain of 9 out to the 31. Reed Thompson again making the stop for the Dragons, down to 7:25 to go fourth quarter. As down and 2 from the 31-yard line, they put it in the belly of the running back, and straight ahead goes Reed, and he'll barrel for the first down as he gets out to the 34. Gain of 3, another tackle by Reed Thompson. Tyson Smider also in there for the Dragons. Well, you look on the near side, not a lot of fan support for the Buffaloes. On senior night, I think folks looked at the scoreboard and said, I've seen enough of this, and headed out. And of course, the Dragon contingent, many of whom have headed back to South Lake. Happy to have you here with us tonight. But again, these kids giving it the best down on the field. That's always the great thing about high school football. They're going to play as hard as they can, no matter what the score. First down and 10 from the 4-yard line, a little swing pass out on the left side, caught at the 35 and out to the 39-yard line, a gain of 5 yards. J.Q. Reed was the one that caught that. It was Keith Opolsky coming in to make the stop. Reed Thompson also there for the Dragons.
And this is not the way you want your senior night to go if you're the home team, particularly a senior home game. But, you know, you really, despite the score and despite the way this has played out, there are some bright things on the horizon for this Haltom program. A lot of young talent down in the middle schools. They've got a lot of good underclassmen playing for me here tonight. You get better from something like this because it doesn't kill you. You learn from it.
Second down and 5. Here's a handoff. J.Q. Reed gets immediately dropped. Jackson Cantor rides him down for a loss of 5 on the play. So Cantor, who playing time up front with Jacob Doddridge over at that end position. Doddridge getting the start tonight. In fact, they started Ryan Miller over at the end position on the right side, put Luke Jeter in the middle. Let's see if the Dragons stay with that. As far as moving on into the postseason, stay with that look. Again, Miller's been the nose for most of the year, but they moved him out to the end, and Hal Watson saying, you know, those ends, the way they play, really free up the linebackers to make the tackle. As the snap to the quarterback on 3rd down and 10 and rolling and throwing near side with the football. Pass was intended for Amy Cooksey, and it's incomplete. 4th down, and Haltom will punt it away with 5:05 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Haltom, though, getting a little bit of positive momentum on that possession, converted a couple 3rd downs, moved the ball a little bit on the ground, get their defense off the field for a bit here.
Jackson Davis back to return the punt from Brad Coker, who has punted it time and time again tonight. This is the 9th time that he will kick it away. Hits it from his 24-yard line, puts a foot into it, across the 50, kind of sticks at the Carroll 40-yard line. It'll roll 2 more yards and be killed there. A 28-yard punt, and the Dragons will have it. 4:55 to go in the
Big possession at their own 38-yard line, 1st and 10.
On 1st down and 10, Carroll running out the clock here as they hand it to Alex Simpson. He'll knife for 3 yards at the left tackle spot as Jalen Davis making the tackle for the Haltom Buffaloes. 40-36. We need to find out how much time's left in that one. Holy cow, they're going to a fantastic finish at Vernon Newson Stadium. Here's Murphy after faking the handoff, keeping him to the right side. He gets thrown down for a 2-yard pickup out to the 43-yard line. It was Nick Colbeck who came in and put the lick on him. Kennedy Brooks apparently just scored another touchdown run. He's a dangerous cat.
He's going to do that. That's
yep.
kind of a thing with him.
Again, the loser of that game comes to Southlake in 2 weeks. The playoffs will start. Boy, you talk about the best bi-district matchup in Texas football. I don't care if it's Cedar Hill or Mansfield. That is going to be the place to be 2 weeks from tonight. Here's the snap. Montana Murphy throws over on the right side near the 50-yard line, and the pass is complete. The 49-yard line hauled in by Clayton Keys, the junior who makes the reception. Gain of 7 on the play. Brad Coker on the tackle for Haltom. 3:25, clock running here in the 4th quarter. Dragons on top, 59-0. Montana Murphy sends a receiver in motion to the near side. Sebastian Stetler lines up along with his mates here. Christian Hesse is out here on the near side, along with, looks like it's Royce Weigel. Snapping to Murphy, hands it off up the middle, but there was a flag at the start of the play. It's going to be a procedure penalty. We're under 3 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. We've lost our feed downstairs to our official.
But it was unmistakable legal procedure symbol as offered by Rod McLean.
Cedar Hill 13-13 with Mansfield after 1. It was 29-26 Cedar Hill at halftime. It was 40-36 after 3, and they're now going to the 4th. Wow, what a game. Right here, 59-0 Dragons as they will hand it off to Alex Simpson, who's been a workhorse here in the 2nd half. Tackled by Mehdi Mwanda. As the clock down under 2.5 minutes to go in the football game. 2-yard pickup there. Dragons looking at 2nd down and 15. Montana Murphy, the quarterback, sets Stetler up in motion over on the left side. He's lined up on the right. Said, nope, switch over there. We're going to 2-by-2. The Dragons letting the play clock run down. Remember the Children's Health Specialty Center post game coming up. Done. Hang around for that. And now, snap of the football to Murphy. Swings it out near side. The pass is caught by Weigel, and Royce Weigel is going to get across the 50, get to the 40-yard line, and get to the 43-yard line. A gain of 10 yards, 2 yards short of the need for the 1st down. As Cooksey was on the tackle for the Haltom Buffaloes, so kind of cool to see another Weigel name. Certainly remember his brother.
Yep, called his name on more than a few occasions.
Yep.
The clock now running at 1:23, and Carroll facing a 3rd down. Not far from running this one out.
Ball at the 43, sidelines to the right. Murphy letting the play clock run down to 4, asks for the football. to Simpson. He'll sliver to his right and get about a yard. A 4th down and 1. He was stopped there by Nick Colbeck as we are under a minute to go in the 4th quarter. Again, interviews and highlights coming up when we're done, so stick around for that. We'll have a complete wrap-up show here as the Dragons going to improve to 7-2. Clock right at 37 seconds, now 36, 35. Clock continuing to unravel as Murphy have to snap the football one more time from the Haltom 42. Hands it to Simpson. Big running room up the middle. Gets to the 35 to the 30. Drags 2 defenders to the 24. He's tackled there on what will be the final play of the game. A 16-yard burst in the middle. And now they'll just let the clock run out as we're down to 20 seconds left. And they won't even have to snap it again, and the Dragons will get the victory. So they take care of business, doing what they were supposed to do here. You thought it would be a fairly tough task for the Haltom Buffaloes. It was just that. Carroll wins it tonight as they're down to 3-2-1. Final score 59-0. Carroll over Haltom.
Gentlemen, that concludes tonight's game. To thank you for joining us tonight. And on behalf of our statistician, David Whitson, our spotter, Antoine Sanders, play operator, Renee Rivera, and our scoreboard operator,